Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. Dr. Tuchman, how many employees have been placed on administrative leave, reprimanded, or terminated thus far in connection to falsifying or negligence which negatively affects a veteran and the health care they receive through the VA?
I can't give you a number tonight, sir. I can tell you that we have in some of these, specifically some of the cases cited, looked at those action plans, and where there was administrative action recommended, we have taken administrative action in those cases. I'm not prepared tonight to actually...
You can't give me a rough estimate over the past year.
I don't have...
Can you get that information?
I can take it for the record, and we can get that to you.
All right, thank you. How many employees have been placed on administrative leave, reprimanded, or terminated for actively retaliating against whistleblowers?
Again, I'd have to take that for the record.
I'd like to get that information as soon as possible. So, thank you. Mr. Lerner, how many whistleblowers have been placed on administrative leave, reprimanded, or terminated for attempting to expose misconduct within the department? Can you give me a rough estimate if you don't have that information at this time?
I don't actually have that information. I can tell you that we have complaints from 67 whistleblowers right now that are active in our agency. I'm going to turn to my deputy, Mr. Bachman, and see if he can add to that.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I don't know that we have a specific number. We do, however, have at least 3 whistleblowers from the VA who have come forward recently that OSC has been able to get stays of pending disciplinary action against them. For example, they come forward and are almost immediately hit with a 14-day suspension, a 7-day suspension. We have contacted the VA and persuaded them to stay those actions while OSC conducts its investigation. So that's one role that OSC is able to play in all this. I would be happy, though, to go back and check our records and see if we can find exact numbers for you in terms of administrative leave and other disciplinary action.
Yeah, well, would you say that there are more whistleblowers who are being reprimanded, per se, as opposed to those who have misconduct and negligence in treating our veterans?
If what you're asking is, do the whistleblowers who come to us suffer adverse consequences? And
adverse consequences, more so than maybe someone who has committed negligence or malpractice?
Unfortunately, I just don't know the goings-on of those.
Anyone on the panel
malpractice
answer that question?
No, I don't think I could answer that question.
Okay, I'd like to get that information as soon as possible, please. When cases are referred to the OSC and claims of misconduct have been substantiated, what disciplinary action is taken? Anyone? Ms. Lerner?
Sure. One of the things that we look for when we get the agency's report of investigation is what disciplinary action, if any, has been taken. And I would say in most of the cases that we've reviewed, there has not been disciplinary action taken. I can't give you exact numbers, but I can tell you that it is the exception and not the rule.
Okay, one last question, Mr. Tuchman, Dr. Tuchman. What consequences will those who provide false information to the OIG face?
Well, I don't know that I can answer that question specifically, but I can tell you that when we do believe that disciplinary action needs to be taken, there is a set of criteria that depend on the egregiousness of
give me a hypothetical case.
Well, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make up a hypothetical case, but there is there's a table of penalties that exists, and that is both judged by what has happened before, because the intention of disciplinary action is not to be punitive. It is intended to try and change the behavior of the employee. Where we feel that we can't change that behavior, it's a hopeless situation. Obviously, separation is what has to happen. But usually that's the end result of a series of processes to try and remediate the situation.
So if they give false information to the OIG,
That would be criminal, I would think.
okay. All right, thank you very much. I yield back, Mr. Chairman. And I'd like to have that information as soon as possible.
Yes,
answers
sir.
to these questions.
We'll get you what we can.
Thank you.